Last lesson, Theantos spoke on the importance of community. He told you how the human cycle of suffering unfolds. In this lesson, he continues his teaching on the subject of community.
Community cannot be an act of emergency, it must be an essential experience. Here, obviously, which is our first priority, is to get you in a space that your community is constantly echoing your highest and best potential, power, and perspectives. Anything other than that is always going to placate and promote that which is causing you pressure, that which is causing you punishment, that which ultimately is causing you to stay at a level that you are constantly winning the war against things that you fought 5, 10, and 15 years ago. And you're better than that. You're more brilliant than that, you're smarter than that, but the challenge sometimes on the human level is when you've been fighting long enough, you'll fight any battle that you think you can win. When you've been stressed enough and when you're struggling long enough, you will encounter any challenge as many times as you care to, as long as you feel, your soul feels it will win. And if I may offer this to you tonight, if you hear from Papa to the ponderings of your soul, that when you're truly in your presence, when you're truly complete, you don't have to live an existence of always fighting and warring, stressing, struggling, even seeking to succeed, comparing who you are business-wise, professionally, or even personally with anything and anyone else, that you reach this place where who you are is so settled and locked in and anchored in that nothing shifts it. As a matter of fact, when you hit that space, everything else you will feel almost completely unplugged and disconnected from. You've got to train yourself. You've got to train your human self to relinquish the tendency to go backwards. Meaning that when you are in your space that everything is well, let's say it from a place of feeling, place of emotions. All is well, the family is well. No one's giving you any problems. No one's stressing you out. Finances are going great. Clients are here. You work your job. No one's bothering you. You get paid on time. The economy is great. The weather's beautiful. When all things considered are going well in your life, that is not you living in a place of abundance. That is you living in a place without stress. I'll articulate that again. When all things around you and in your environment are going well, oftentimes the human tendency is to equate environmental level of order with your own personal level of abundance, affinity, affluence, and power. And I want to be able to separate that from you tonight. The reason that I want to keep impressing upon you the need for a community that drives you forward in a place of constantly pushing you forward is that they see what you do not see. That they are pushing you beyond your comfort zone. And what they're doing is they're pushing you past you staying in the cycle of inactivity, which is ultimately what it is. Most people believe that when your environment is uninterrupted, that you're in a state of peace. You're in a state of affluence. You're in a state of prosperity. And while that feels good, it's not always great for you. For when times of challenge and struggle come, you will start to realize it was the environment that held the power, not your essence. What we're trying to teach you here, to help you to see here, is that your essence needs to be more of a priority over your environment. I'll say that again. Your essence, who you are, how you think, needs to be more of a priority over your environment. While environment or the nature around you is important, vitally important, It is secondary to you as an individual. So our goal here is that no matter what area, no matter what environment you are in, you are steadfast, that you are sure that you are consistent, that no matter what happens around you or even in your household, you are always the constant. So I want you to start asking yourself a few questions as we go through this, but obviously throughout the rest of the month. Am I the constant or am I a part of the current? Am I the constant or am I simply part of the current? If you're part of the current, you're in a place that you are working in compliance and conformity with your environment, which means however the environment goes, so does your energy. This is the reason that some of you are, in essence, ebbing and flowing in business or in your professional life. Some of you ebbing and flowing in your lives with relationships, spouse, children, friends, family, etc. It is that what you're doing is you do well when things around you are doing well. And again, I'm not, in this moment, I'm not going to argue that that's not a great thing. It's absolutely a great thing. And in times that you are in a rebuilding space, I will always say your environment is the number one ingredient to your rebuilding process. Always. Once you have rebuilt yourself and you're in a place of gaining the revelation of who you are, that you're in a place of renewing your mind, that you're in a place of ultimately recharging yourself, refueling yourself, and moving forward in a more powerful and intentful way. Your environment is secondary to you as your own personal engine, meaning that you must be your own motivator, not the things around you motivating you and dictating to you who you are, one, and how you're meant to act. And here's why this becomes extremely important as we move forward. You're asking for experiences and manifestations that only come through the consistency of your soul. Let me also say this as well. There are some blessings, some manifestations, some acquisitions from the divine that while they're meant for you, there can be a delay getting it to you because some of you have personal power, yes, and your personal power is a manifestation. It is an answer. It is a part of your genos. It is who you are and part of your journey. And this is good, not a good or a bad thing. Some of your personal journeys of life and your destiny is to be the fullness of who you are without compromise, unyielding. And it is in essence, you helping to heal what has been the lineage of your past. But it is, you become the archetype of a new ancestry. Yes. And that is powerful and that is beautiful. And that type of power is hyper-focused and hyper-fixated and hyper-contained within your own energy field, which is fine. For others of you, your power is not simply isolated, but it is environmental. It is meant to be your power is held in an incubator outside of you. And here's the challenge that some of you are in right now. The challenge is that the power is flowing through you, but it's not isolated directly to you, which means in this case, your environment is important. But if your environment is the dictator and the dominant force in your life, as you get power, you don't own it, nor do you influence it, nor are you the steward of that power. You will end up subjugating that power or allowing that power to flow to you and through you into the environment. And this is why most of your environments seem like they're overpowering you.
Next lesson, Theantos teaches you about some of the different kinds of power.